Scott, you've taken a breath after the final whistle. Now we can talk about what's just happened in that 90 minutes of football. Where do we start?
Listen, I just said to you, they're the only people that know what a result that is, are the people that follow Slough through and through. They know in terms of what adversity we've had to go through pre-game, during the game. We've got 9 players out, and I just said to you there, I think 7 or 8 of those 9 possibly start. We've got a scratch side on paper. We've got lads that have got under 10 appearances at this level all over the pitch. That for me, I just said to the lads there in the circle at the end, I've been involved in I think maybe 750 games in my career, and I think that tops it. I'm so proud of the boys for the performance they put in, the mentality they showed as young players. Yeah, just incredible. I'm actually lost for words. I honestly can't explain. But half time I was probably a little bit downbeat. The second goal for them just before half time was a real killer. But this team never say die attitude. It's incredible, honestly. They amaze me, they really do. And I think if we'd have lost that game today, people would have had a lot to say, because on paper it says Slough versus Enfield, but the amount of injuries and stuff that we've had to overcome today, like I said during the game as well, losing our captain, losing Ruben, plus the 7 lads that are unavailable, honestly it's absolutely incredible.
Let's go back then right to the start of the game. What were your first thoughts then after the first couple of moments, because we did go a goal down after 40 seconds?
Yeah, my fault possibly that I didn't get closer to man in the box. I was disappointed with myself. It was an incredible cross, to be fair, from the lads. He took me out of the game, he took the keeper out of the game. The lads had a free-header in the box and were on the back foot when we wanted to start fast, up against it. Then I thought they had a couple of half chances. I thought we got in some really good areas and pretty wasteful. And then obviously we get the goal. It didn't look like it was going to go in. I think Victor had a shot, Johnny had a shot, and then Ruben obviously follows it in. And then I felt like we were on top a little bit. And then the second goal was a complete sucker punch for half time. But I thought the second half, we were pretty comfortable in terms of asking questions and territory. I can't remember them apart from the goal mouth scramble at the end where it's come off the post and ricocheted a little bit. I can't really remember them getting in too many dangerous situations. I thought we were asking questions for the second half, and in the end, listen, the pressure paid off. Obviously Victor gets his goal, and there's some little bit of luck on our side possibly. I'm always going to be honest, the referees usually give those, but the ref let a lot go today. There was a lot of contact, a lot of tackles flying in, and that's the type of game it was. It was FA Cup, it was hustle and bustle. Fortuitous that we get the goal from Victor. Great finish, and then listen, Davies come up trumps at the end there with a great finish on his right foot. Johnny Goddard with a great bit of work just for that as well, should be mentioned. But I think that's the beauty of football. You look at people like Jaden coming on and getting the goal today, and he'll go home happy. He's obviously stood over there, I've just noticed, but that's what it's all about. I know that he'll have the raging hump that he's not started, but we talk about starters, impactors and finishers. He's come on, impacted the game, and he's finished it off for us. And yeah, just so proud of the whole football club, from top to bottom. It's just a special competition. I'm staying away on Monday night in a hotel for work, and I can't wait to get there to just watch the draw now with a bit of room service, and see what we get. Hopefully we get an unbelievable draw. It's not always the case, but yeah, no, it's nice to be in the hat and obviously get some much needed finances for the club, and a few extra quid in the kitty for the Christmas do for the boys.
A couple of big negatives, though, it has to be said, on the day. As you mentioned already, during the game we lost both Henry and Ruben. I think Henry's is looking probably a little bit worse than Ruben's, but what more can you tell us?
Yeah, Henry's going to go and get a scan tomorrow, which is, listen, is far from ideal, but it opens up the door for opportunities for other players. Brian Nelson come on, I thought was excellent, but Henry, for me, like I say, he's been our skipper for a reason. Last season he was superb. He started this season exactly how he finished last season. He's a massive person on and off the pitch for us, and if we lose him for a few weeks, it's certainly not ideal, but it's something we're going to have to overcome yet again. It doesn't feel like luck's on our side too much when it comes to injuries at the moment. It is what it is. Most of our big hitters and experienced players are sat in the stand, and you only look around today, and when we were 2-1 down, I looked up at the stand and I saw them sat in the back row in the second from back, and I looked and I just thought, once they're back, I think we're going to be a good side. I really do. Not that we're not a good side now, but sometimes that experience, the height in the box is something that we're lacking at the moment. We are a team of midgets, it's as simple as that. So we knew that it was going to be a game where we had to defend our box. We didn't do it very well, is the truth. But who cares? It's cup football. I've seen some of the messages on my phone already. I've seen some of the tweets, and people are obviously ecstatic. So I'm just so pleased for everyone, especially the boys in the changing room. I think the mentality that they showed to get through that game, and I'm excited for them that hopefully they can get a plum tie and go and experience something they've never experienced before.
A comment that had to be thrown in by someone we're very familiar with, Aid. He wanted me to tell you about the fact that it looks like Balu now has a 100% record, I believe, at this point.
Yeah, listen, Balu was superb yet again. I was partly to blame for the first goal. He would be disappointed that the ball for the corner topped off his head and then he lost his man for the corner. But listen, he's learning all the time. And he's a fantastic young man, he really is. You look at him, he's 19 years old, and I could go through the age of the team. I think Jaden over there is only 21. You look at Josh Adepodri, 19, Brian, 19, Nemeka's 19, Victor's 22. It's such a young team, it really is. Tarek, 22. And they've all come up the levels. If you went through our starting 11 today and you see where they've come from in the past sort of 3-4 months, I think the beautiful thing with the lads, obviously they come in as well, they know it's not going to be plain sailing. All right? They know there's going to be bumps in the road. At times they're going to love being here, at times they're going to find it difficult, they're going to be in the team, they're going to be out of the team. But for me, it's good to have them as part of the squad because they never come on with a sulk or a bad attitude, and they're always ready to come on and impact the game, and you can see that today. So no, I'm so pleased. I'm probably floating a little bit, if I'm honest. So yeah, no, just so happy, Con.
I asked you after Bedfont Sports this question. I'll ask you again, although I know what the answer will probably be. Anyone you would fancy potentially in the next round? I know there is a few of your potential old clubs on offer as well.
Yeah, I've got enough. Like selfishly, I would love Wycombe or Reading, is the truth. I think Wycombe for the fans would be probably the number one tie, and probably for myself as well. I was there as a young boy. I went back on loan there as a 21-year-old and a 22-year-old, I think. But for the fans, that's what football's for. It would be a great one. I know Yells wants Luton because he's a Luton fan, but listen, we might not get the draw that we want, but we've created memories hopefully to get through to the first round again. And you never know, if we don't get the draw that we want, we might get a draw that allows us to get through to round two. You just don't know. I'm not too fussed about that right now. Just want to enjoy tonight. I made my missus a promise that if we won today, I'd go out tonight to a party. So it's the first time I'm going out in a long, long time, gone since Christmas last year. So yeah, no, just so pleased, honestly, for everyone at the club. I think the most important thing, we touched on in the change room today, there's a man that's obviously being remembered in the bar after today's game, Marky Huntner. And we just said he's probably up there today, looking down on us, wishing us the best, hoping us for the best. And that one's for him, for Lee, for Brooke, the rest of the family. Yeah, it's days like that that he's sadly missed, that he's not here to celebrate. I'm sure he'd still pick holes in the performance. But now that one's for Marky Hunter, who's up there, I'm sure, having a beer on us.
Brilliant, Scott. Just a final word then as well on the support here this afternoon at Albert Park. Over 1,200 inside the ground. Hopefully more if we do potentially get a home draw next, but just a word on them.
Yeah, do you know what? And I'm not just saying it because we've won the game. I thought the Enfield fans as well were brilliant. I thought they were very, very good. It's sad that we have to segregate it. It really is. No one wants that out of a football game. The noise that they made at the beginning of the game was incredible. I was probably 50 yards from it. Enough about them. Our fans, absolutely brilliant, as they always are. But it takes two to tango. It really does. I think both sets of supporters were very, very good. It was a proper cup tie. It was to and fro in. I'm glad that we've delivered for our supporters. You can see what it means at the end. But listen, we know they're never going to let us down. I saw some messages on some social media posts yesterday. People said, "You go and do the business on the pitch, and we'll back you in the stands," and that's exactly what they've done. So, credit to our supporters. Thanks ever so much to them for making it a great cup tie. And we move on now to Monday. I don't know if it's 7 o'clock or what. Rest and recover, and then we go again next week at Salisbury.
Brilliant. Thanks, Scott, and congratulations on today's win.
Cheers, Scott. Thank you.